As mentioned, I was 24 when I was approached by my farmers to take on the task of launching camelina oil to market, basically making something of this company. I had an economics degree and 2 years of working experience in an estate planning company in Saskatoon. I had no knowledge about oil seeds. As likely my farmers saw in me a passion to learn and a passion to grow. I had a strong work ethic and a loyalty to see things through. And I also had a lot of energy, something that has served me well the last 7 years. I had no idea what I was in for when I signed on to run this company. I had no idea how it would take over my life, dominate my every decision, affect all of my relationships, and ultimately define who I am as a person. Here I was in an industry I didn't know or understand, with no customers, no revenues, essentially no product, and I was supposed to give some legs to this business to figure out where to take it. We had an amazing culinary oil. It was an amazing product, hands down. And we had the opportunity to be first to market, but we also were faced with the challenge of educating an entire nation about this product. Nobody knew what it was. Who's gonna pick up a bottle of oil for 15 bucks if they don't know what it is? Absolutely no one. So this was a huge hurdle that we were going to have to overcome. So this is where it first struck me that attitude was gonna play a large part in this venture. Positivity, very key. Finding a golden lining, adopting the mantra, where there's a will, there is a way, and rejoicing in the small wins. Very early on in the venture, my sister and I, Alicia joined me about a year later. She's a chef. It made sense. I needed a partner. So we went to our local farmers markets and bottled up some product in my kitchen. And we sold out within 2 hours. We only had like 20 bottles with us. But you would have thought that we had landed Loblaws. We were so excited the way we were acting. But this legitimized everything we were doing. It proved this product would sell. People would purchase it. Those first months where we spent our days in our small local retailers, in our farmers market, that was valuable market research. It told us what customers liked about the product, what they didn't like about the product, what they liked about the labels, what they didn't like about the labels, and what they liked about our Three Farmers brand and how important that story was gonna be in selling this product. We attended our first big industry trade show in Toronto. It was probably 6 months after the farmers market incident. And we spent the entire day before literally applying paper labels to our bottles because, of course, our labels never arrived on time. This is a lesson also learned. If you're waiting to the last minute for something to come, it will never come. So just make sure you have a plan B. And so at this trade show, we happened to catch the eye of the marketing director for Tree of Life. This is like the biggest national grocery distributor in Canada. He gave us the best piece of advice that we could have gotten at that time. And he said, go direct. Don't sign on with a distributor. Nobody will sell your product like you do. Go direct. Build those relationships with retailers yourselves. And so we did. We packed up our car with product. We drove to Toronto. And we started knocking on doors, and we started gaining retailers that way. We set up with a courier, set up our own warehousing, and we would process orders from our Saskatchewan offices. We left Alicia there for, I think it was 6+ weeks, just demoing every day in the store, talking to customers, sitting there selling product. There was also the pitch to the Dragon's Den. This was another big milestone for us, obviously. The promotion was amazing, and the learning that we took away from the entire experience and the due diligence with Arlene, again, a very large step in the right direction. We stopped, at that point, we stopped making decisions by just gut, and we started making decisions based on numbers, based on facts. That's a huge turning point for a company. I've also been fortunate to have my sister by my side as my partner in this company. We complement each other perfectly. Alicia alluded to this in her presentation, in both our skill set and our problem-solving skills. Without us working as a team, our Three Farmers brand would be nowhere close to where it is today. Being sold in thousands of retailers across the country, launching our third product line this fall. None of it would have been possible if we didn't have the partnership that we have. Coming from a large family, I always wanted kids, and though this company is full on and takes 100% of my time, I wasn't ready to pass on my chance of having a family. So when my husband and I made the decision to have kids, I did it with the attitude that I can have it all. It is completely possible in this day and age to have it all. So the question is, do I still believe that today? Is it possible for women to have it all, the demanding, fulfilling career, the supportive husband, the young kids? I'll shed a little light on what my experience has been so far. I currently have 2 sons, 3 and 1 years old. Our company was in year 3 when Kayla, my oldest, was born. This was undoubtedly the hardest year of my life. I did my best to prepare, as every first-time mother does, but you can't really prepare for something that you haven't experienced before. I knew that I was not going to get a mat leave and that I had a responsibility to my company and I'd never leave my partner and my family stranded like that. We were going through a really high growth period of time. We had just aired on Dragon's Den, so we were working through the due diligence with Arlene. I'd invested in a garage addition to operate our office out of my home so that I could be in the office every day. And I hadn't arranged for outside childcare because, of course, I wanted to be there 100% for my baby. We had a couple of other employees at the time, so, well, you can imagine, I'm literally living in our office space with our newborn. When my first was 6 weeks old, we flew down to Anaheim to walk a show and attend a conference. It was the first of many, many work trips that he attended with me: Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Winnipeg. He came with me to all of them. Thank God I have a lovely mother who acts as a nanny on those trips for me. The second time around, I had a plan. We were no longer working from a home office, so I brought in a nanny. I set up a home office so that I could be there for my babies, but I could get a solid amount of work time in every single day to make sure I stayed on top of things. We made sure that we had solid office staff in place. They took the day-to-day activities off my plate, so nothing was so time sensitive for me, so I could focus on the big picture, on the planning, on the forecasting. This is where my energy should be spent anyways. And we became more strategic about the time on the road and the out-of-town meetings. It helped us to carve out the really important events, meetings, and work trips that we had to be at, and do away with those tasks or events that didn't fit within our short and long-term plans. So in the long run, we actually became more efficient and a more cohesive team. Challenges create change, and change drives growth. When you run a business, there is no longer a solid line drawn between your business and your personal matters. It all becomes muddled together. Where one is affected, the other undoubtedly will be too. So where I was able to make changes for the better at home, we're also able to make changes for the better at work. So what's my answer to the question, can women do it all? I think so. It's for sure possible, because I'm doing it right now, and a million other women are doing it as well. I'm finding that the best way to learn is to just do it. Carefully, thoughtfully, plunge ahead, make the best decision that you can at the time, and then you deal with the outcome as it comes. I've learned so much about myself over the last 8 years. I have a confidence now that I very much lacked in the beginning. This confidence has been gained through my mistakes and my experiences, from being told no over and over and over again, but then getting up and pushing onwards. I'm so blessed to have had all of the opportunities that I have had. I wake up each and every morning excited for the day and ready for whatever new challenges are going to come my way. So I'll just leave you with just a little quote. To be outstanding, you just have to get comfortable with being very uncomfortable. Thanks so much.